Good evening, everyone, and we want to welcome you all to another episode of the Black Market Podcast, presented by Hack the Markets. I am one of your co-hosts, AC, also known as the Market Oracle.
What's going on, everybody? 4K Ken up here checking in.
There we
Hope
go.
had a good Friday, Junior. Good.
Yes, yes,
Start
yes, yes.
almost the end of the week.
Definitely almost the end of the week. It's always that time. Always fun to wrap up the end of the week.
Yeah,
End up seeing how much money you made, how much you lost. Hopefully, it's not too much that you lost and way more than you made.
there you go. See if you can start your weekend a little early, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead and spend some of those profits at a bar or something like that. So I know I've been seeing the market. It pulled back a little bit. We have been talking about that for a few episodes now. It finally
Mhm.
pulled back a little bit. I told you I wasn't looking for anything that was gonna like be falling out the sky or anything like that. No major craziness that was supposed to be going on. But it was gonna be a pullback. And we saw that. It looks like it's trying to recover now, which is good signs. That's what I was expecting. So it's
Yeah.
good to see that this thing is trying to recover. So I like
Yes.
that.
Some session. Oh, it's starting to see things kind of sit at prepare for tomorrow, prepare for the end of the week.
Yeah,
And we know generally September has a lot of volatility anyway, so
yeah,
we saw some movement.
yeah. It's very weak in September.
Yeah.
Market never really liked September, to be honest.
I wonder why. I wonder, as you keep looking into trends and everything, like, is there a reason why we can pinpoint it?
Yeah, it's kind of like it's just the start of the slow season. You're starting to
Mhm.
get into like the holidays, like because
Yeah,
in November you're gonna have Thanksgiving, you're gonna
yeah,
have Christmas and all that stuff, New Year's and all that going on in December. You got all that type things that's coming up. September is also kind of like a time where people just kind of step back from like spending. You got a lot of back to school stuff going on in like August and September. So
yeah,
that's really about it, to be honest. It's really August that you get the back to school spending. So
yeah.
September is kind of like,
Chill
leveled
month.
off.
Yeah,
It's not really too much going on in September. Just kind of a chill month.
and people preparing for Halloween all once you get to mid September, and then
Yeah.
there goes the ramp up. So I saw some things people feel like they need to go ahead and get their holiday stuff early because
Yeah.
you don't know if we're gonna go. Supply and demand for it might be kind of bad and change like last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is it? Yeah, the supply chain. That is a huge thing right now because I mean it's disrupted very badly.
Hmm.
And you're still talking about like chips and things like that for these car companies, and they're saying that the lag on those chips is going to be at least until like what was it, 2022 or something like that. I think
Yeah.
it's going to be
Yep.
until next year. So we've had this chip crisis all throughout 2021. Like it started last year, like
Right.
in towards the end of last year, and we've gone through this whole year thinking that we were going to be able to get a bounce, and we
Right.
haven't seen it yet. So that right there, I've seen some partnerships coming along though, and I think that's a little more promising. I'll say it's a little bit more promising. So we'll see.
I think before everything was just, since we were dealing in a market that we haven't before, it was nerve wracking for everybody to kind of see, well, what's going to happen. We obviously had supply differences between how we normally spend, whether it's consumer or even businesses are having to look at it.
Yeah,
Um, so just a difference of change in what we're having to face now versus, other on top of
yeah,
we normally see in the market having this difference of the market with, COVID and everything. So,
yeah, for sure, for sure. So it's definitely the market. I mean, the market has changed just because of the players that has entered. Not going to say that they are gonna change anything long term because they can't. It's gonna depend on how liquid they can stay.
right.
We're not seeing a lot of people talk about trading and all that stuff anymore, like we did in 2020. A
Yeah.
lot of people was jumping on the bandwagon. They saw that the market was just going up, but when you get a V-shaped recovery, everything looks like it's just going to continue to go up.
Right.
and then to have that sustained for over a year, yeah, I mean, like, that's a good move, but it's definitely not a true move to say how the stock market really works. And so
Yeah.
that false interpretation is what catches people and what, entices them to come into the stock market, not
Mhm.
knowing that the stock market is full of a whole bunch of sharks that's ready to take your money. And
Who
yeah,
are
you
planning.
might win two or three trades, but they're gonna get you.
They plan for you to get in there, want you to get in there, so then they can go, either buy or sell and figure it out at a discounted price almost,
Exactly.
shake you out of the market.
Yeah, they just want to use you as liquidity. And I
That's
mean,
it.
like, it's a lot of these groups out here. Don't think that groups aren't getting paid by these stock promoters and things of that nature
Oh yeah.
to tell groups of people that are in these stock trading groups to trade something and to
Hmm.
buy it so that they can then, sell into that buying frenzy.
Right.
So
Give
it's a lot of that stuff going on. Now, we don't participate in any of that stuff because we got all our proprietary stuff and we're just making our money,
right.
consistently off our plays. But it's definitely some people out here who are building large groups just so that they can use that group to create liquidity for when people need, to get out of big positions.
And people wanted I mean, we go out a lot off of FOMO. So no
Yeah,
one wants to be the last one to catch something. Oh man, you didn't get into this. And a lot of times once that's happened, the bigger move is already made. So,
already.
you know,
So it kind of like, goes hand in hand with that and just, ignorance to trading. I
yeah.
mean, that's really another thing that it boils down to is just the ignorance of trading.
Yeah, once we see, I mean, and I think it gives you, it's bad that you can make. It's good to make your mistakes early, but it's bad if you make the same mistake twice. So,
Exactly. You don't want to be making the same mistake twice. Like
yeah,
that
not
right
not
there is, I mean, is why,
right.
now you should start asking the question of why. Like, why am I still doing this? Like, how can
That's
I? Two plus two is always going to equal four. So if you keep putting those same inputs in, you're going to keep getting the same answer.
yeah, yeah. Ryan and I were talking about it. That's a lot of what is important for investors and traders is to understand your why.
Yeah.
Is it to get some more residual money out of it to be able to pay bills, to be able to
Hmm.
set yourself up to where you'll have more money to throw in your savings? Like identifying that and your initial reasoning for trading will help you to support your trades.
Yeah. Exactly.
Understanding your risk management and all that
I
is
agree.
huge,
I
so
agree.
that you can stay within your trades. So,
I definitely agree with that because
yeah,
the thing is, like, you have to define, you have to have goals. And that's not just with trading, but that's with anything. Like if you're
yeah,
out here operating without goals, like it's kind of hard to understand what you're doing and how far along in progress you've made. Like because if you don't have a goal, it's like, okay, I'm doing something, but I really don't. I'm just kind of like what you say all the time is just out in the ocean. It's
yeah,
like
yeah,
what am I doing? I'm just swimming around in circles right now because I'm not heading towards land or anything. I'm not making any progress for anything that's going to be beneficial because I
right,
have no metric to even know that. I'm just doing something. Like, okay, I'm trading. Okay, so yeah, I'm trading, but what's the goal? Like, set some goals. Like, do you want to have a monetary amount? Do you
mm-hmm.
want to have something, a cash flow coming in every month? You really need to define what type of trader you are and what your risk is. Like, how much risk are you willing to take? Are you willing to take a lot of risk or are you going to be risk off? That needs to be defined because now that defines your strategy because you're not going to be wanting to take these high pressured day trade situations if you want to
Right.
be in a low stress environment. That's going to be one of the highest stress environments you can be in, you
And it's
know?
going to make you not want to stick with it if it doesn't agree to what you can do realistically.
Exactly. So
So
in that case, I'm suggesting short term swing trades,
yeah,
or you can even go for like a month or two just holding on to a stock. Like if you
hmm,
just want to be really really, kind of like hands off, you want to
yeah,
see what that big move is
right,
and you just kind of want to sit back and just let it work. I mean, that's very effective way of making money too. And
right.
we have that way We have all types of ways. Like it's not just one way you can make money.
That's the great thing of Hack the Markets. We diversify and have different ideas for different time frames that we want to trade, different
Yeah,
uh, even in your strategies that are developed that we can help to grow your knowledge, but where you feel comfortable not only gaining a knowledge base but also gaining money. That's going to help.
exactly.
So
And like we have those one on ones. Like if you're having trouble,
yeah,
we'll have that one on one with you so that, we can correct those wrongs that you're making. Because it's always good to have a outside person, a third party
yeah,
come in and kind of evaluate what you're doing. Because if you think that you're doing something right, but you keep getting wrong results, I'm pretty sure you're not doing something right. So that
right.
just means that you're blind to the fact of what you're doing wrong because the pride of, me not doing anything wrong, that ego, that's what kills you.
Can be
The
an ego
ego
trader.
kills you.
Can be an ego trader.
Yeah. That ego will kill you. It'll take all your money. So with that being said, it's trading is more psychology than what people give it credit for. The
Mm-hmm.
psychology of trading is huge. Like you
Yeah,
have to be able to keep your head level and make good sound decisions. If you can't do that, it's pretty hard to be a successful trader.
yeah,
Pretty hard
yeah.
to
I
be
mean,
a successful trader.
and it's hard to see your trust your trades.
Yeah.
Trust that what you did is the correct thing. But also, if you're not going at it with analysis and all, how can you really feel confident? In the back of your head, you're thinking, man, well, what is this correct? Like, if I
Yeah.
should I find at a different point, you're kind of second guessing yourself.
Yeah. And so
Yeah,
with all that being said, it makes trading very hard. That will make trading extremely hard because it's like I keep getting hit with negative feedback because every time I put a trade in, I lose money.
right.
So that right there is already negative reinforcement. Then on top of that, you just don't understand what's going on and it's just frustrating.
Yeah.
And you see these other guys making money and it's like, I
Mhm.
mean, I know I can do that. Like I saw the support area right here. And I mean, like you fight, but you're fighting the market. And it's
Right.
like, yeah, you saw it, but did you really see the correct thing? Like, was that a support area or was
Hmm.
this a downtrend and you just did not want to accept that this was a downtrend and you was trying to call the bottom? So
Right.
now this is still continuing the downtrend and you wanted to say that this was a double bottom so that you could try to ride this thing and make like this huge profit because you called the bottom. I mean, when you fight the market, it's going to always win. You can't fight the market and think that you're
Keep
going to
and
win.
to keep it in perspective, that's the other thing. It's just like there's 100 million ways to make money in the market.
Yeah.
Don't limit yourself to just one
Yeah.
play. Get so caught up on that one area that you kind of lose focus on the whole site. That you got a portfolio to build. This isn't
Exactly.
that's just
That's
for
the
here.
thing. And so it's like what you just said, you got a portfolio to build. So you can build that portfolio and you can build that portfolio to withstand like years. So it's going to be something that you hold on for years. So that's when you want to worry about profitability, P ratios, things of that nature, so that you can get into something that's going to be a uptrend. That's when those things worry count. Now you can also start looking at your technicals. There's nothing wrong with holding on to big positions and having a nice portfolio, but you can always monetize that portfolio with options. And like
Yeah.
that's one thing that a lot of people don't understand is the fact that yeah, I've built this large portfolio. Yeah, it makes me money. I probably make 12% year over year and all this stuff. And yeah, I mean that's huge. That's great. Yeah. But you could have monetized off of that and made so much money monthly
Yeah.
to the point where it's like the profits that you would have made would go way beyond what you
That's
made just
yeah.
letting it sit. And yeah, I
Hmm.
mean I'm not saying that letting it sit, holding that position, letting it sit, and you keep making money off of it. And I mean, yeah, you're making money, so I'm not gonna say that's a wrong position. That's to
Hmm.
take. If that's all you want to do, cool. But I'm just letting you know that it's a lot more money that you're leaving on the table. It's a lot of money that you're leaving on the table.
And that's that exposure is what another thing that people don't, unless you really hear about it or have somebody tell you about it, you just know, well, I know stocks. I need to buy low, sell high. All right, let
Yeah,
me do that. and then you end up
Yeah.
getting into something not knowing and identifying points. So there's just you can kind of that's the good thing in that I guess the what we try to teach is making sure that it's always looking at it for its holistic perspective, what you can do with the market,
Yeah.
take your
And yeah.
opportunities,
One
and
thing I hate about one thing I hate about that cliche about buy low and sell high is the fact of what is low and what is high.
exactly, yeah,
Like, I mean, yes, it really is that easy. Buy low and sell high. Yeah, I mean, that is the name of the game. What is low and what is high?
you go into it with that mindset, you will get burned.
Because it's like, okay, what is low and what is high?
Mm-hmm.
Is $200 for a target low or high? You
No,
see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
you have to
yeah,
have context. Like,
no,
what is low and what is high? So when people come out and they just think that, oh yeah, I'm gonna just buy low and sell high, or you're asking questions to people, and the answer to the question is, oh well, you just buy low and sell high. That right there should strike a nerve,
right.
and that
She
should
tell
strike some red flags going up as of like this person really isn't telling me anything.
you at all.
Like, what is the definition of low and what is the definition of high?
Right.
Tell me that. If you
Yeah.
could tell me that, I can't even tell you that. It just depends. Like I just said, it depends on the stock. It
I
depends on the environment. It depends on the month. It depends on the cycle of things. It depends on the economy at the time. It depends on a lot of different things. But we can look at certain technical factors and we can kind of gauge because, of course, we know what's going on in the market. It's not like we're blind to the fact of what's going on in the market.
mean,
That's how we have this show right here is because we discuss the things that's going on in the market, plays that we're seeing, moves that we're seeing, all this type stuff. So it's not that, but you can always get in there technically and find some things. Always.
and speaking of some of the things that we saw in the market today, I was looking at some of the kind of so the educational platforms like 2U, they formed a partnership with UC Davis, and so that it's funny that we're talking about education on the stock side, but it'll be interesting to see how people continue to grow their knowledge and what platforms are used,
Yeah.
and how that continues. So um, they were talking about their cutting tuition costs for their grad school programs now,
Okay.
and that's going to be something that they'll partner with. But as a technology base, we can even jump into what different stocks are good for that. Looking at what's possible, what's out there. What else?
Yeah.
I was looking at and NIO had a was I saw some articles, some bad press over them as well.
That's funny. So I was looking at some stuff that we recommended last year. I think it was like towards the end of last year. Um, roughly about like the November, December time frame or something like
Yeah.
that. Maybe even
Mhm.
January. It might have been even early this year to be honest.
Mhm.
But we were talking about Asana, ASAN. When
Okay.
we were talking about it, I think it may have been about $20, $23, $25 or something like that. It was real cheap.
Yeah.
I look back at it today. We called that it was going to be a runner, it was going to be a big hit, and that the people were going to run it. This thing is now $117.
Sheesh.
So to all the traders that jumped in on that with hack the markets, if you held on to it, that's one of those that we were talking about was a good long term. The numbers
Yeah.
were looking good. We saw a lot of hedge fund activity on it. We saw the correct hedge fund activity on it. You can't just see hedge fund activity and without context. Everything in here without context is gonna mess you up. You
Yeah.
have to have context. If you don't have context, you could make the wrong play just because you think that you're seeing something.
Right.
So that's one thing that we like to pride ourselves on is the fact that we weed through that noise to be able to understand the correct move and understand what is actually going on, who's
Right.
building these positions, and what their intent is. But
Yeah.
Palantir is something else that we were looking at too. It's coming up on a lot of people's boards and things of that nature now. We recommended this thing when it first came out. Um, and we recommended it a little. Of course, after that, I think the thing first came out at like $9 or something like that, and of course, it's been on an up tier since. It's also been coming back, but it has increased again. I'm not sure what the number is, what the price is right now, but of course, it has
Mm-hmm.
been going further up, and that's good to see. Very good to see. Just two things that we had pointed out that were actually doing pretty well since we
Yeah.
had called them out.
Long-term plays. A lot of things that we discuss on here, kind of day-to-day movements and what's that
Yeah,
week-to-week movements, what's happening in the market. But
yeah,
good to also check in on your long terms to keep those in
yeah.
view.
Because we had called a couple other things too. Like I need to check in on at home. I can actually check on them right now because that was actually a play that we had made a lot of money on. That at home stock. Oh man,
Yeah, I was in that one too.
yeah, we made so much money off of that last year. It was ridiculous. I just wanted to check in on it and see what it was actually doing. But I'm trying to think. It was what was that other? Oh, Stitch Fix. Stitch Fix was
That was
something
one of
else
my
that we
favorites.
actually we made a lot of money on that one too.
Yeah,
That was that was one of those plays that really made some good money. You know what? I think to be honest, I want to say somebody actually bought at home.
really. Oh,
I think that's what happened. I think a private company got them or something like that.
good.
Yeah, they did. They got acquired. So
Okay.
they actually had a nice run up before they got acquired. So that was actually a pretty good play that we did on that one
Yeah.
because I think it closed close to like $40 or something like that. We had grabbed that thing close to like $8, $9 or something like that.
Yeah.
That was a good play. I remember. I forgot about this. I remember now seeing an article that was saying that they had got bought. But that was another one that made some good money for us.
Yeah.
Tupperware was also something that did really good for us.
Okay.
That was actually, beginning of the, I think it was the beginning of the pandemic. We caught the eye on, we caught eye of that one and made some good money. Of course, it hasn't really done too much now, but we definitely ran it last year. We ran that thing like crazy. Yeah, we
Man,
ran that thing from like I think it was like $5 or something on the way up to like 36. It was ridiculous. That move was crazy.
last year, so many opportunities, and then when
Yeah,
you think about it comparatively to, kind of where we're sitting at now.
yeah. But it's always plays out here. You just gotta find them, and that's what we're good at is finding them. Cause I can find plays like nobody's business.
So,
Make some good money. We're getting 50% returns in 7 days most of the time. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer, but one of the strategies that I like to use. We got other strategies, but the strategy that I like to use, I'll say that it
mhm.
returns like that. But we got some that's returning more, some that's returning a little bit less, but definitely one of my favorite plays. That's what I like to use all the time.
Yeah. Trying to see what other things that I saw today that were good.
So I saw that the casino stocks they were selling off today over some
Yeah, that
concerns.
was something else I wanted to talk about too. I did see that.
Yeah, they were selling off over some concerns over in the revision gaming laws over in Macau.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. What do you think? So what do you think? Do you think that's gonna? I mean, obviously, has a toll in our market, but
Yeah, because that's the largest gambling market in the world. Like it's
okay.
bigger than Las Vegas.
Obviously, the trickle down of that is already happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that right there kind of like sets That kind of like sets it in stone right there that,
Mhm.
you have to have the leader. It'll kind
Right.
of be like, the world economy is trying to grow, but the US isn't growing. It'll be
Yeah,
kind of hard for the rest of the world to grow if the largest economy isn't growing, you
that they
know?
can't do it by itself. So
Yeah. So you got to have that big player. They have to be trending in your favor. If not, it's too big of a weight. Cause like we can see
right.
that with like the S&P and things of that nature. When we see those heavyweights start heading lower, the whole
Yeah.
index heads lower.
Then you saw today. They were down. What is that? 0.16 today. So started trending towards the end of the day.
Hmm.
Yeah.
When those heavyweights go lower, that brings a lot of attention. That brings everything down with it. Cause I see who it was, Las Vegas Sands and Wynn Resorts.
Yeah.
Both of those
Yeah.
guys were actually taking some hits.
I want to say. Oh no, it was Citrix Essence. Yeah, there's a couple earnings calls that are going to be around those soon, so that'll be interesting to see how they rebound.
Gotcha. Now I was seeing some analyst ratings right here, so I'm looking at them. They came out today. Um, Both of them are downgrades. They went from
Yeah.
overweight to neutral. From J.P. Morgan. Las Vegas Sands actually got downgraded by J.P. Morgan today. They went from a price target of $59 to $38.
Hmm.
Um, Wynn Resorts, they got downgraded by J.P. Morgan. Their price target went down from 122 to
Yeah.
$89.
Oh wow.
Um, Wells Fargo, they actually they are actually overweight. They came out on the
Really?
15th. Yeah, so they came out on the 15th. They said overweight on MGM, and they're having a price target of $55 on MGM.
That's interesting.
Yeah. They have an equal weight for Win and an equal weight for Las Vegas Sands. And I
Yeah.
think those were no, I think they just came out with those. Those were initiated. I don't think those were upgrades or anything like that.
Yeah.
Las Vegas Sands, their price target is 50, and Win Resorts, their price target is 112.
Okay. It's Lost. Yeah, Las Vegas is what it. Okay.
And MGM also has they got upgraded on the 13th by Bernstein. They went from market perform to outperform, and they have a price target of 58.90. Now the thing is with these analyst reports and ratings, I don't trust them too much. They're good to see, but I don't trust them too much. And 9 times out of 10, whenever you see something get upgraded, that mess drops like
That's what
crazy.
I was gonna say. You see that they came out that way, and then today they hit these big lows. So that's
Yeah,
interesting.
so I don't really put too much faith inside of analyst ratings. The
Yeah.
analyst ratings, of course, are also 12-month targets. So it's not like they're saying this thing is going to make it there anytime soon. They're saying that it's going to make it there within 12 months. So always keep that in mind too,
Right.
because I really don't trust Wells Fargo. I don't trust them. Like, I think they're trying to take people money right now. I think what they're doing is they're upgrading so that they can clear out their bad bank sheets.
From
They probably
past.
got some bad balance sheets and they're trying
Yeah.
to get
Some.
out of these trades and they're upgrading them so that they can get their people to buy them. See, Wells Fargo was sneaky like that. I don't
Yeah.
trust it because you got JP Morgan actually downgrading the same stocks that you're talking about
Right.
overweight and equal weight on.
Right.
Like, I'm not getting this, man. Like,
Sketchy.
dude. Wells Fargo really needs to quit with the mess.
Man, Regeneron Joe has something to say finally.
What Regeneron Joe had to tell us.
Yeah, he's stepping up, advancing a $3.5 trillion spending bill.
Hold on. Is this outside of the other bill that we had? The
Now, well,
infrastructure bill.
it's him actually wanting to step it up and actually put some energy towards it because we haven't really heard much from him in past 3 months, 4 months.
Yeah. So So is this supposed to be outside the that what was it, the
They
other bill
still,
that he had?
yeah, so that social welfare and climate bill will still be there. So like they're still working through it, but I think now it'll actually have more of a focus because they're supposed to, yeah, after this call that was held with Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, then yeah, then they're trying to now get some more, essentially light a fire under it and say like, let's get this thing going.
Okay. And is this the infrastructure bill, like the original infrastructure bill, or is something different?
I think it's something that outside of that.
Oh wow. So they're just
Yeah.
trying to spend money.
And
That's
so
what
I
it
just,
seems like. Regeneron Joe is Daddy Warbanks.
man, I think he's just now trying to get a face for, what the government's plan is. We've just kind of been in a lull for the last few months and haven't really had much structure. So, outside of these plans that he's got for this change and then, the housing structure and all with I guess rent and everything going and trying to continue that, be consistent about that eviction. So it's a lot of different places that it seems like the government's trying to focus on, but we don't have a plan for what's next.
Gotcha.
So I was
So
just
they
I
just
can
excited.
think
learn to
just throw a
understand
whole bunch of money
better if I
around and
can
it'll
get.
be good.
I was just excited to that we got a chance to hear him speak and see, come out of the
See if he's still walking. We gotta
uh,
see if he's still in good health, man. We gotta check on Regeneron Joe, man. See if he's still regenerated or not.
I
You
saw
know, he have to
something
go. They have
that,
to put the batteries in him. He like the Energizer Bunny.
man, I saw it was like trying, obviously they're trying to get people to be more better about the vaccines and all, and somehow he linked taking the vaccine like another political issue. And it was just like, man, this thing is really at the forefront of. It's now made its way as a segue into a lot of different aspects. NFL players not getting vaccinated, now you could get cut from the team.
Yeah,
So,
and I mean like that's huge. Cause I mean, if you cut everybody from the team because they didn't want to get vaccinated, then how you gonna play games?
and you've got even big players that are coming out and saying, skeptical of it. Obviously, there
Yeah,
were
they're
some.
scare tactics.
Yeah,
Those are
yeah.
scare tactics when you say that, you're gonna get kicked off the team if you don't get
They,
vaccinated. I mean,
you're
like
not kicking a
I
starting quarterback off. You're not kicking a running back off.
I'm just looking at it like this. It's really not feeling like it's a choice. Like healthcare and your health should be your choice.
Sure.
Whatever you want to do to your body, whatever you want to do should be your choice. But
Yeah.
it's not feeling like it's a choice anymore. It's feeling like it's being forced.
Yeah, it's weirdly rooted now. There's no kind of, we've all thought about it
Yeah.
from a health perspective of just like helping other people, but it's like still a real judgmental thing.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like very, very forced now. Very,
Yeah.
very forced.
Yeah.
And that kind of like makes you question what's going on. Like, why is it so forced? Like, it shouldn't be this forced. It should just be like, okay, you want it or you don't. I mean, why isn't the flu shot being forced? I mean, the
Yeah.
flu kills more people. Why isn't it being forced?
Well, I mean,
It's just other things that I'm just not understanding.
if we would have taken dumb precautions like we were supposed to earlier in the year, then, maybe this wouldn't have
Or
happened.
even last year.
But that's why I said last year.
Even
Uh,
last year. I mean,
we may not have
it's
had these
crazy.
deltas, betas, mu's all show up in these variants, and now I've got so many things, other
It sound like
things.
we got Pokemon signing up.
Man,
They
we're
just showing
all
up
real.
on Earth now, man. We got Mewtwo and everything down here,
It's
man.
really
Just
crazy.
messing up everything.
It's really crazy.
Gotta catch them all, man. Catch all the viruses.
Man, figure
That's
out.
some
I'm
wild
just
stuff, though. Wild times we living in. I
hoping
will
we
say
can
that.
get. Yeah, I'm hoping we can at least end the year out with what we've got and can kind of get this thing shrunk back down
Get
a
it
little bit.
contained. I doubt
Yeah,
if it gets contained, though. That's the thing. So, I mean, I
especially
don't
not
go
with the
anywhere
holidays
anyway
coming.
now, and I'm definitely not about to go anywhere during this
Yeah.
time period where it's starting to get a little cooler, because
Mm-hmm.
that's when this stuff really starts spreading around. So,
Yep.
I mean, I'll probably just be staying at the house, chilling, looking at some
Hey,
stocks, making some money, making
that's
sure I
it.
got me some green tea and all the other
Look,
little things that I
you
need
get
here.
vitamins,
Yeah,
you
get my
emerge.
vitamins, get my oranges. all
Yeah.
that type stuff. Get all the natural stuff, make your body real good. Because I mean, if your immune system is healthy, it can fight off a virus. That's what your immune system is made for. It's not like
Yeah.
we out here just living without an immune system. Now, people that have complications to their immune system, I could see, yeah, you might need to have a little boost. But if you're a
Right.
healthy individual, I don't see why you need to have like a I don't see why you need to be extremely worried. Because even if you do catch it, it's like a 99% chance
Yeah,
that you're gonna
you
recover
have
from
what
it.
you need to be able to fight it
Yeah,
off.
it's a 99% chance that you're gonna recover from it. Yeah, you
Yeah.
might be sick. Yeah, you might feel bad. Yeah, you might just be like, dragging.
Calm down.
But
Yeah.
I mean, like with a 99% recovery rate, I don't see that being very deadly.
Right.
You just feel bad.
Yeah. It's not something that you'll have to, and that's what the other thing is. We don't really know you know, past conditions of this thing and how long, what it can do 20, 30 years down the road,
Yeah.
but at least we can fight it off,
Yeah,
you know.
exactly.
So,
Exactly. And that's all that matters. I mean, your body is made to do that type of stuff. So
right.
go ahead and let it fight. I mean, it ain't nothing that it ain't seen before. Well, I
Just
guess
be
COVID is something brand new. I don't know where this thing came from. How are we getting brand new stuff out here? Like they dropping viruses out here like this a new cell phone release. Like that's crazy.
I mean, I was even looking at. Did you see that? Well, the Apple is going to have their new release, but they had the leaked one for the next iPhone come out before this one.
Oh
So like
wow.
13 had leaked images and all that kind of thing before 12 came out. So I was like, how are they going to
That's crazy.
do
So
all that?
I don't know. I saw that 13 did drop. Well, I think they're accepting pre-orders now for it or something like that.
Yeah, yeah,
So I did see that. Um, I haven't done too much research to see what it does though. Not to I see that it looks the same as the 12, so in that
yeah,
case it was like I really don't understand why I need to get a new one cuz I think the 11 looks the same as that as long as you get like the 11 Pro or the 12 Pro, they're all going to
yeah.
have the three cameras on the back.
That's
So,
all. I mean, that's been the focus forever. Is just like everybody wants to upgrade their
yeah.
camera, that, or
So,
better service or better battery life. That's been the
yeah.
biggest thing.
I mean, I really didn't see anything that would make me budge,
But yeah,
but possibly I guess some other people may budge. Not
yeah.
sure.
I mean, man, these prices have gotten so crazy that it's like you're paying $700, $800 for a phone. And it's like, man,
And that's for the cheap one, man. That's just for the
yeah,
baseline one. If you want the pro, man, they hitting you for 1,000.
wow.
I know someone that just got. I think it's like some type of Samsung like fold phone or something like that. I think.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
seen
I think
commercials.
that's like $1,800.
That is that the Note?
To be honest, I'm not a huge Android person, so I can't answer that. I have no idea to be honest. But I do
Yeah,
know that the
there
phone
we
was
go.
like
So it's called
17 or $1,800.
yeah. So there's a Fold 3 that's the one that they just released.
Okay. That must be the one that we're talking about then. That must be the one. Ridiculous though. $1,800 for a phone. I mean, like, to be
Crazy.
honest, I'd rather put that into something else. Like,
Yeah, I mean, you're getting a thing that's supposed to call people.
yeah,
Let's not forget what phones were originally built for. Like,
exactly. Like, I'll just get a flip phone to be honest. That way I can't get hacked
eighteen
either.
hundred
Give me a
dollars,
nice little flip phone. I can't get hacked and let me just go ahead and
absolutely,
go about my way.
because that is a pretty penny to spend on something that. I mean, I get it. Everybody's phones become their lives, but
Yeah.
goodness,
So many things on there, so many apps, so many things you can do, so much integration. But hey, sometimes it's not worth it, man.
right, right,
Sometimes it is not worth it.
man. That risk reward ratio of that is if you're on your phone, I guess it helps you do business, like maybe, but I mean, you better not drop a call. That's all I'm saying.
For that amount of money, yeah, I better not drop. I really need to have a hologram. I really need to see the
Something,
person, and I'm not talking about FaceTime. I really need to see like a hologram of this person. This
man.
thing needs to be popping up like I'm on like Star Wars or Star Trek or whichever one of them things it is,
Yeah,
where they had the people and they just had a little pocket thing come up
beam
and
you
they sitting
up.
there look.
Yeah,
Yeah, they sitting there looking at you. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting there having a conversation with a full person. I could see
have
that for $1,800, man.
But anything short of that,
Anything short of that, man, is nonsense. It is robbery,
that's
highway
it's
robbery.
gonna be tough for me to deal with.
Yeah, no way I can just drop down some cash on that and I'm not seeing holograms. Man, get out of here.
Let's see here.
Trying to see. I know we're getting about close to that time.
Yeah, yeah,
Getting close to that time. You got some picks?
I
Got some
do.
picks you want to share with the people?
I think so. I got a couple. There's some interesting calls or earnings calls that are going to happen. Um, Nike's got one on the 23rd,
I saw that.
and
It's a
then
lot of people that have some earnings calls next year. Next week,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah, yeah, some
That's a
pretty.
heavy week for earnings calls. But
Mm-hmm.
we're getting to October. This is earnings season. We're getting close to earnings season now.
That's it.
This is a time where I like to actually, unless I can find some stocks that don't have earnings coming up soon, this
Mm-hmm.
is the time where you can kind of switch over to some index. Like if you just don't want to, get caught by these single stock and you don't
Right.
really know which way it's going up or down, yeah,
Yeah,
you can go ahead and just get into the index
that's
and
not
just
bad.
trade the index.
Yeah, that too. So I mean, I was gonna go with those. I mean, those costs. So there's. I said Nike's gonna have one. What other one was I looking
Now it's
at?
always fun to play these earnings plays and see if we can make some money.
Oh, this vintage wine estates. That was another one I was curious on. I want to see how they perform. 2U with their partnership with these new schools, and they're rolling out new, taking the tuition off, and so that's going to be it. I mean, that's always going to boost their profit margin. So
Yeah.
uh, I'll go with them. And then there was some USD pairs that I saw some retail news over,
Okay.
and for forex. So they were, let's see, or sorry, GBP had retail sales, and so they're saying the um, inflation adjusted sales at the retail level. So and that's trading actual better than the forecasted amount. So should see some movement with them and some consumer spending from that point.
Man, I'm interested. I might go out here and trade me some straddles, man. I might trade me some straddles out here.
Okay.
I might trade me some straddles. I might even go crazy and trade me some strangles, man.
See what you can find within
See what I
that.
can find on
Yeah,
these stocks, man. See
yeah,
which one I can find that might just pop off and just have some craziness going off. I just
that's
want to
it.
give me one of them.
That's it.
Find me one of those, man. I'll be in the door.
Are there any of them that you're looking at for
To
next
be
week?
honest, I haven't really gone through the list just yet. Nike might be a good one. I
Mm-hmm.
just need to see what type of move it's setting up. I'm gonna go through the list though. I'll probably share that stuff with the other crowd,
Cool, cool.
with the premium people.
Yeah.
But I like right now. I like Illinois Tool Works,
Okay.
ITW. I like them. I actually bought some of that.
Illinois Tool Works.
Yeah, I like that one. That one right there is actually setting up a nice little dig down move. It looks like it's gonna start bouncing to the upside pretty soon. Looks I think it's in like a big flag pattern or something.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I see what you're talking about.
Yeah, we actually got some analysis on that one on the site, so people can go
Yeah,
check that one out.
good to check out.
Yeah, speaking of that though, people, we do want to segue over and tell you guys to head over to hackthemarketstrading.com. That way, you guys can come in and you can pretty much join the group. You can understand how to trade. You can get all types of benefits from asking us questions.
Yeah,
Uh, like I said, we offer that guidance. We offer that coaching, that one-on-one session, helping you correct those issues that you're having. That's why we say we turn traders into profitable traders because we correct those mistakes that you're making. Can't keep inputting the same thing and think that you're gonna get something brand new out of it. Just not gonna ever happen. So with that being said, we got free stuff over there for you guys. But if you really want to learn how to trade, you want to get down in the weeds and understand what's going on for real, we got a premium section for you guys that we can pretty much you can answer questions, you can get in contact with us, we throw out the plays, we have analysis, all types of different things out there. We have special training sessions, special training material, all types of stuff. So
Yes, sir.
definitely a good thing to look at. Outside of that, head over to Twitter. Follow us on Twitter. Head follow us on Instagram. Like us on Facebook, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit the bell so that you can also get notifications for when we go live.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah. Anything else you want to add before we head off and let these guys have a nice Friday trading into the weekend?
That's it, man. Hope everybody's fantasy team does well this week. We got big games
Oh
coming up.
yeah. Hey, we got Alabama and who is it? Alabama and Florida. So we going down
Yeah.
there for some gator meat down in Gainesville, I think. So I'll be frying me some gator or going somewhere that sell alligator so I can eat me some and tell them, roll tide.
Yeah, man. That's about it. We'll see y'all on Monday.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. See you guys on Monday. Hope you guys have a good trading day and enjoy the weekend.
Yes, sir.